On July 10th, 2012, the OUYA Kickstarter launched with $2 million raised on day one. On roughly around July 2016, 4 years later, and about after a year of life support given to it by Razer, it officially stopped taking new game submissions for the console. It is survived by the Razer Cortex, OUYA Publishing, and the community of indie game devs and fans that found each other through it. The OUYA is dead as a console, and it's official, even though people have been calling it dead even before it ever shipped. The same people that cheer at your coronation will also cheer at your beheading. It's a quote I've been thinking a lot about when thinking about the OUYA, especially the end of the quote. People love a show. People love the bandwagon, but I am done. I'm done defending the OUYA. It's not that I don't love the little gray box, and yes, I still love it. I will continue to love this little gray box. I had fun. I had a blast. I will shout it from the mountaintops. I have thoroughly enjoyed my OUYA. I have thoroughly enjoyed the experience, and I don't regret it at all. I love the thing. But it is dead. It was a slow death, caused mostly by self-inflicted wounds and its own fame. I speak only as a fan, and not as an expert. But those of us most loyal to OUYA, the staunchest of supporters, even while defending the little box, weren't blind to its flaws. And at the end, was even beaten down so much that we just stopped. Not loving it, but just stopped with the constant negativity. Because of the radio silence from OUYA themselves, which was the biggest problem, I feel. Every time there was a report of the OUYA's demise or bankruptcy, we seemed to hear nothing from OUYA, so it was up to the fans to take up the battle cry, not yet. They just got some money from China, and just wait, the OUYA 2 will fix it all. The expectation of an $8 million Kickstarter was a bit much for an indie console and a small group of people to handle. While the public might view them as a company somewhere in the same line of Sony, they were still just a small group of enthusiastic dreamers. But still, the launch was a big stumble, one which they never fully recovered from. I got my OUYA on time. Also, I got in late on the Kickstarter. I saw the project after backing my first two projects. One, which was Yog Ventures, which, of course, failed. The second was a comic book a friend of mine was doing, which also failed. Then I saw the OUYA. I didn't see it as a console for $99. I saw it as a way to play Android games with a controller. I was playing Mega Man and Bubble Bobble on my iPad at the time, and they had touchpad versions of D-pads and buttons, which just sucked to play without a controller. You need a controller to play those. And that was my expectation. When I got it, it was much more than what I expected as a result. What others wanted from their purchases, I cannot say. I can only speak for myself. The launch was a stumble, and there was blood in the water. And so the sharks came. But enough about those who just liked to be in the crowd. There were many who actually had the OUYA and pointed out the problems. They were right. There was problems. I never noticed any, by the way. I never had any controller lag. The slow release wasn't, I got it right off the bat. And, of course, I didn't notice any input lag or anything like that. My Wi-Fi and everything seemed to work fine. So, again, I'm a bit alien about some of the problems, but I do know they were there. But there were problems. There was a controller issue, some had. There was the Wi-Fi Bluetooth issue. There was connection problems. But again, all those got fixed. There was also the horrible commercial, which I just took down. But, again, why speak ill of the dead? The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So while I still can, let's screw it and praise the hell out of Caesar. The OUYA, in my opinion, was a great place for first-time developers or still new developers to get their games out there, to get them to the public, to let them actually try it and see what they think. And there's been a handful of games that have come out and made it big from the initial launch from the OUYA. There's Towerfall, Amazing Frog's still doing well. Also, I believe Duck Game started on the OUYA. At least that's where I first saw it. Also, there's Whispering Willows. A bunch of games made it there, made the transition over to Steam. The free-to-try pledge. To get your game on the OUYA initially, it had to have a free element. We've all seen those games where it looks almost too good to be true. And admittedly, we all know games that would have never made a dime if actually people would try it before they buy it. And this is one of the things I truly loved about the OUYA, is that you could try everything before you put a dime on it. That you could find out if you actually wanted to buy this game or not. You weren't forced to shell out, from $10 to 99 cents for some clone of a game with nicer graphics but no actual content. Free the Game Fund was a Kickstarter program OUYA had. A Kickstarter game could double their fund if they pledged to bring their game to OUYA, and as well as fill out a form through OUYA. And also there was a pledge that every year the OUYA would come up with a new and better and cheaply priced new unit. We will now eternally wait for the OUYA 2. And to be frank, the OUYA 2 probably would have never been good enough. It was going to be pricey. The OUYA was dead in the eyes of many long before it ever launched. If the 2 was anything short of the second coming, then the general public would not have it. The financial problems ensured that they had to sell, whether it was free games, the funds, or something else. Who knows? I don't know. The Free the Fund game wasn't without its controversies. Grid-Eye Thunder was one of the first ones, and was a game that was suspiciously funded and got the backing from OUYA. Some started to leave/remove their games from this whole cabal. Then, of course, the free element that was required from all games was lifted to allow more submissions. When someone dies, we tend to remember the good times. When they were younger, not what they were or what they became at the end. I still love the OUYA. That love didn't make me blind to its faults. It's just that I was having too much fun. And the chant of the OUYA dead became nothing but background noise, constantly there without any substantial evidence to back it up. Me and the OUYA community was thoroughly enjoying the OUYA. While people were pissing on their OUYAs, and quite literally pissing, FYI, it could have been sold for $200, but, go ahead and make your video about pissing. We were actually using it for gaming fun, unless making piss videos was how you get your rocks off. But then again, at least he played and tried the OUYA, and his grievous was an actual issue. It was those who just bandwagon and danced on the grave of the OUYA that gets me. But the internet is full of uninformed opinions. But again, none of this matters. My opinion, others' opinions. The OUYA is now dead. It may have started with grand ideas, but it's now dead and gone. In spirit, it lives on in the Cortex and through OUYA Publishing. The indie console is no more. Say what you will. It does not change the past. But I want to go on the record, and if my 1,000 of OUYA's videos hadn't said it enough, I want to say that the OUYA was great. It was fun. It had games that I will remember always, and I still enjoy today. I still love my OUYA. Say what you will in the comments below. Tell me how I'm wrong. Tell me how you hate the OUYA. Tell me why you love the OUYA. Tell me the fun you had with it. Tell me how it failed you, how it succeeded. Say what you want of the dead. The dead don't care. Their time is past, and I can't change your opinion. I could only hope to give you a different view of it all. I'm rambling incoherently this whole time. This is why I'm not a good writer. Speeches, I'm horrible at them. My thoughts tend to wander and I go on tangents, but I hope my feelings got across. The OUYA was what it was, a brave new experiment in micro consoles. I saw the good and the fun in it. Others didn't. Others never even gave it a chance. I don't blame the OUYA or the people who ran it. They were brave new pioneers, indie developers, guys trying something new for the first time. And unfortunately, they didn't do as well as they hoped. Many things happened. They may not have helped, but they tried. They dared to do something new and succeeded to get a new type of product out there. And that little gray box is something I will keep and something that I have thoroughly enjoyed, and more importantly, something I will miss. I do want to go off tangent here, off script as it were, and thank everyone. All the people who watched the OUYA videos, all the guys from the OUYA forum, all the guys in OUYA in general, Bob, Yeager, all them guys there, Julie, everyone. Because again, I don't know if I got it through there enough. A lot of that was negative, but again, when something bad happens, you tend to focus on one or the other, I guess. But the OUYA was something grand and brave and new. And it just was that constant, the OUYA had failed, the jokes and stuff about people who never tried it. But then again, we're all guilty of having popular opinions without actually anything to support it, I guess. But still, like I said, just want to get it on record and get across my feelings about how the OUYA was a great thing that I will always remember and always keep with me. I mean, I still have the original. This was one of the original ones that came out at launch. I still have the original controller, which unfortunately I dropped in a sink full of soap water. So I do have two of the newer controllers. But yeah, it's unfortunate. Not every great plan goes as planned. But at least I got to say my 2 cents as we essentially say goodbye to that little gray box.